So let's have a look. We'll break it down by home, away, and draws to look at the results of how the Poisson Distribution Pack has fared so far this month. That's June 2022. So to look at these, to figure out the results, I've been looking at each day. I've been posting for the members the Poisson Distribution breakdown of all the leagues that are covered in the winter pack at the moment, summer pack, sorry. In the Summer League, so you can see we've got in this American match New York Red Bulls versus Toronto, and the Poisson Distribution Pack suggesting a draw or an away win. We've got a home win here for Columbus. So basically, I've took all of these, collated them, and put them into this spreadsheet to show how they fared. So whether these predicted results from the Poisson Pack actually were accurate or not. So I've split it down, as I say, home, draw, away, and then we'll look at all matches at the end, just so that we can get a feel of where it might be best to put our money, if it's good to put our money anywhere, and if the Poisson Pack actually does work. And if it didn't, then I would quite honestly tell you to stop using it, and I would show you something different. But this is how it's gone so far in June. So as you can see, I've listed all the matches. We've got various leagues, as you can see, all of these leagues at the bottom and more. And where the team is in bold, that's the result that the Poisson Distribution Pack has recommended or predicted using the data. So in the first game, it's predicted an away win. The result was actually 2-0, so we've got that down as a level stakes profit of -1. In the second game, it's predicted a home win, and it was a home win, and we've got 0.73 profit. And so that profit margin is taken from the odds on offer. So if the odds were 6.2, the profit will be 5.2 because it's the 6.2 minus our stake of 1 level stake point, so it's going to be 5.2. So this match would have been Cobreloa would have been 1.73 to win at home, so we're making 0.73 points of profit because the 1 would have been our stake. So that's just to explain how that works. And when we lose, it's always going to be -1 because we've lost the whole stake. So if we have a little look down, I'm not going to go through them all, you'll be glad to know. We can see there's clumps of losses, clumps of wins. And the idea of this value betting is that you trust in the value, and that when you do get some losses, you know that when the value comes along and you manage to take advantage of that value offered against the bookies, you're always going to be in a winning position overall. So you can see that the distribution of it, this is just filtered so that it's only home wins. And if we look at the top, there were 106 matches where the Poisson Distribution Pack has predicted so far in June that the home team will win. And there's been 50 wins out of those 106 matches, which is a 30% win rate. The average of the odds on the winning matches were 2.16, which meant the average profit per winning match was 1.16. And we're looking at a return of investment there of 2.16, which isn't great, is it really? It's if that was the return of investment on the overall sort of strategy, I wouldn't really be thinking I'd be bothering with it too much, although it's a small sample. So 2.16, and it's worth pointing out that the odds, I've only got the odds recorded for the winning matches. So when I'm saying the average odds are 2.16, that's not the average odds of all of the games combined. It's only the average odds of the winning matches, because I didn't go through, when the game lost, it was simply -1, -1, -1. I didn't go through and record the odds on this spreadsheet because it would have took ages. So it's the average of the winning matches. So it gives you an idea of what sort of odds ranges you're looking at for the matches that are successful. So if we look at the draws next, we've got 78 matches, 25 wins, so a much better, well, I say much better, a better 32% win rate here. Average odds, though, 3.52, and the average profit is 2.52. So we've got an ROI of 12.24 on the draws. And so you can see already that because the odds on offer are much better for the draw, which is why we do the draw strategy, which is separate to this. You're getting average odds of 3.52 on your winning bets here, whereas you're only getting 2.16 for the home wins. So that's why the ROI is much higher, because you're getting much better return for your money, because you're getting higher odds. So when you do win, you're winning bigger, and it negates some of the losses that we've got. So we have quite a long streak of losses here. And then again, you're getting clumps of wins, but you've got to remember that some of these wins, 3.6, so you're already taking those 3 and half of that one away by winning at 3.6. There's some quite big ones in here, I think. Okay, well, maybe it's your away wins that the bigger ones are. 4.2, I mean, that's a decent win, isn't it? 3.7. So you can see that the wins all add up and end up with a ROI of 12.24%, which is really healthy. And then if we look at the away wins for the Poisson distribution pack this month, this is where it really comes into its own. 57 matches, 25 wins. That's a huge 44% win rate. Regardless of odds, that's a huge win rate. Then you look at the odds, the average odds are 3.66 for this. So an average profit of 2.66 and a massive ROI of 61%. So that's where the model really does come into its own this month so far. And there are some huge wins in this one. So we've got Goiás beating Botafogo away with a 5.6 level stakes profit. We've got, and you can see all of the ones that are winning are over 2, not all of them, but a lot of them are 2.55, 2.5, 2.85, 2.8, 2.75. So there are some smaller ones where you've got a really, really short favourite away from home, 3.3. But these big ones, 5.4 again, and that was Botafogo. That was last night. I actually got involved with an international win late on because the odds were favourable late on, and they ended up losing in injury time, so that was fun. 2.95. So as you can see, the odds that you're getting on your wins are so much greater, and the win percentage is really good as well. So we're getting an ROI of 61%. And so if we put that all together for the total 20 days of June so far, 241 matches, 100 wins, which is a really healthy 41% win rate. We've got average odds of 2.90, an average profit of 1.90. As I say, you're taking off your stake, and an ROI of 19%, which, I mean, I know the interest rates have been hiked a little bit in the UK, but you're not going to get 19% on anything. So really good. It's delivered really well, and this is a reason that you'll see for the members out there that I'm not giving my value bet predictions anymore on the daily selections, because they were rubbish. Like I was. So what I was trying to do was to show people that you don't necessarily want to bet on every single game, and you can select the ones you want to bet on and make profit. I was selecting all the losers, and this is why I don't say I'm a tipster. I say that I'm providing you with stats and models that will help you predict the outcomes of football matches. I don't really want you to follow what I'm doing, because clearly I'm not that good at the filtering. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a lot of matches. So at the moment, you'd have been putting £241 if you were doing £1 a bet. I know most people aren't doing £1 a bet, so you are going to want to filter them out. But this is why I wanted to break this down. It might be that you say, I'm not going to bother betting on home wins. Or maybe you'll say, I'm not going to bet on home wins where the odds are less than evens, because these small profits are probably not worth getting involved in. 0.42. These aren't ones that I would get involved in. I'm just showing you everything that the pack has thrown up so far this month. 0.62. You know, I don't think, unless you're getting evens, I don't think it's worth getting involved in personally, because you can't negate that loss. So you've lost a point, you've made 0.62. Well, you want to be at least wiping out one of your losses when you're winning, in my opinion. And that's why the ROI is so poor on the home matches. So I'd suggest either missing the home matches out or only doing it if it's evens or above. And then the draws and the away wins are looking pretty healthy, to be fair. I'd be pretty happy with them. But this is something that you need to decide yourself. If we look at this is something you should be looking at as well. The win rate, we've got 41% win rate for the overall matches. So that equates to odds of about 2.44. So you'd need to be getting odds of 2.44 to be successful there. And we're getting average odds of 2.90. So that's great. We're getting more than we need, so that's why we're going to be successful. The away wins, you can see we're getting 44% win rate, and that's 2.27 that equates to roughly, and we're getting 3.66, so you can see why we're making money there. Again, with the draws, 32% win rate, which equates to about 3.13, and we're getting average odds of 3.52. But then if you look at the home wins, 30% is 3.33, isn't it? So, but we're getting average odds, and it's only average odds of 2.16, so that's below what we need to maintain a profitable position, and that's because of these low return matches. So that's something that you can always keep an eye on. If you look at the strike rate that you're achieving, or that you predicted to achieve, and sort of see how that equates to odds, and make sure that you're getting odds of around that. So you need some data, obviously, to be able to assess what's going on with that. You need the matches and the odds. But I think that's something that you want to keep an eye on. So, it's a positive ROI, don't get me wrong. And if it, as part of a portfolio, as part of the whole, pack, we're still getting an ROI of 19%. But you should always be looking to trim the fat in strategies like this. And the home wins is definitely one where I would be looking to do that. It makes sense, doesn't it, that you're not going to get great odds on really short favourites, and sometimes they will lose. So then you really, it's just why you betting a pound to chance winning 43p when we all know that it doesn't always work like that. So yeah, I'd be looking at those. And when I was doing the value picks, when I was selecting my matches, I was never selecting matches like that. I was filtering those out, but then I would also be filtering out some of the winning ones and putting in selecting ones that didn't win. So it was purely just me going off instinct. I was just trying to show people that you didn't need to bet on every single game, which I still maintain you don't. You don't need to bet on 241 matches out of the pack in 20 days. But if you can, it's brilliant. If you've got a big enough bank, as you can see, if you've got a big enough bank, you can get an ROI of 19%, trim the fat, get that ROI up to maybe nearer 30%. Increase your stakes then if you're in a comfortable position, and it's a really powerful tool, and that's why we want to use this to build our own odds, which is what we're effectively doing, building our own odds, comparing them to what the bookies are offering, and only betting when we're getting value. So we're taking away the edge of the bookie, if you like. I mean, when you're using the Betfair exchange, it's not really the edge of the bookie because there's not an overround on Betfair because it's an exchange and you're betting against like-minded people. But instead of taking away the overround, you are just making sure that you're getting odds that correspond to the performance and the quality of the teams that you're betting on, really. So that's always important. So that's all I want to show you really for now. Just want to show you how this is working. It's working really well. If you do want to do the conversions in terms of I wasn't using it then, was I? I used it earlier. This odds converter is just a free website, and it's quite good if you put in what the probabilities are. It will tell you what odds you'll be looking at, or you can do it vice versa. You can put in the odds and it will tell you what the implied probability is. It's just a nice little tool that I sometimes use, which I should have used because it was open up there. So yeah, please like and subscribe, share as widely as you can. If you want to get involved with the membership, it's available on the website. And yeah, if you do subscribe, it does help me out quite a lot with the metrics and getting the videos up to the top of the search. So yep, thanks very much. If you've got any questions, drop a comment here or send me an email on the website contact form. Cheers.